Hi folks, I'm Alexander Sid and welcome to Capture-One live show special. Today we'll talk only about Capture-One 12 and we'll discuss all the new features, Radial gradient, updated linear gradient, Luma range masking, of course, plugin support and lots of other fantastic things. Let's see what we have on YouTube. Yeah, I see lots of people on YouTube. Hi Carlos, hi Philip, hi Falco, hi Dmitry. It's really awesome to see all you there because, well, it was a few months without live shows. Yeah, I missed you folks. I really missed you. I hope you hear me well and see me well as well. Let me know if we have any technical issues. And also I see the questions coming on Facebook as well. Hi Jeremy. Okay, I hope everything is fine there. So before we will proceed to Capture-One 12 new features, let me remind you about a single but very important thing. You can save 10% on Capture-One upgrade or a new license with this code AMBC1block. Just go to Phase 1 store, go to buy now and choose any license like regular Capture-One, bundle with styles, Capture-One Pro Sony, Capture-One Pro Fujifilm, subscription plans, annual subscription plans, or upgrading your license, anything. Just choose anything, click buy now, and enter this promotional code AMBC1block. Click apply. And you will immediately see 10% discount. That, in this case, it's about $30, which is really nice, I suppose. And you can save even more on a bundle deal. That's a great thing. Share this code with your friends and colleagues. That would be really nice. Okay, let's see what we have in our chat. Yeah, Philip is writing perfect sound and video. Thank you, Philip. It's really important to know that everything is okay. Alex is writing, welcome back. Yeah, that's really cool. Okay, let's talk about Capture-One. Well, first of all, let's start with the new interface, because yeah, the new interface that's an important thing. And honestly, like first time when I saw the new interface, when I ran the very first beta of Capture-One 12, I thought, ooh, what you have done to my favorite Capture-One? It's so flat now. Honestly, I was a bit disappointed with the new interface, but only for maybe a few hours, because actually the new interface works, just works. You know, all that stuff which you can find in official release notes about that. The goal of the new interface to provide you with a better user experience over long editing sessions and all that stuff. Well, firstly, it sounds like some marketing stuff, but well, I tell you, for sure, that works. Because after like 10 or 15 hours in Capture-One 12 beta, I noticed that, well, I don't want to go back to my old interface, because actually I really enjoy this larger fonts, and I really enjoy how in general the interface looks right now. It's a really nice redesign, but in some cases it looks really unhabitual. That's why just give it a time. Just give it a little of time, and I promise you will notice it that it works, and that's really important. And by the way, what do you think about the new interface? Share your thoughts in chat. I see lots of people on YouTube, and well, some people on Facebook, which is also pretty nice. What is important to tell about the new interface? First of all, the most important announcement for Mac users is that Edit Keyboard Shortcuts option is now located in the Edit section of the upper menu, and that's a big change, because like if you're a Windows user, there is nothing new for you. Because like in Windows, it was always located there, and well, nothing has changed actually. But for Mac users, that's a big change, and I'm 100% sure that lots of Mac users, like first, like when they ran Capture 12 for the first time, they were just like, where it is? How can I edit keyboard shortcuts now? Yeah, just go to edit section. Plus, developers restructured the menu almost completely, and it also looks really nice. For example, now it's much easier to customize the interface because you have a pretty strict way to do this. Like, for example, like, okay, customize tools, place left, or customize browser, like place below, labels, auto hide mode, and all that stuff. Like, it's also a bit unhabitual, but give it a time. Give it a bit of time, and you will notice that it's really easier to work with such an interface. Plus, they added select section and layer section, which is also pretty nice. I can say that I use the upper menu really often, but yeah, sometimes it's pretty convenient because, for example, maybe some of you are not even familiar, if not even aware of such a features like select by or select by same or previous set, next set. That's really useful features. Just try them. For example, you can easily select all the images which have the same rating as your selected image. For example, like this. Like immediately, Capture selects all the images with rating 5 stars, or all images with a green tag. Well, basically that's all the images I have. Anyway, the new interface is really nice. All the features which you really enjoyed in previous versions of Capture One, all of them are here. You can easily customize your interface. My favorite feature is to create a custom tool tab for curves. Let's create some nice icon. Yeah, like this. And then I'm just duplicating them. Yeah, this way. Yeah, you see, like, it's really convenient. And the same you can do is the same custom tool tab you can create for color balance or for any other tools, actually, because any tool in Capture One can be duplicated, and that's really, really convenient. Okay, what else you need to know about the new interface? Well, basically, that's most of the features. I just wish to remind you that it's when you're switching to a new version of Capture One, it's really important to upgrade your file engines. Because, yeah, like, you can upgrade your session, or you can upgrade your catalog, or you can just, you know, like, use the new Capture One, and you might thought that you're using all the new features of the new version of Capture One, but no. If you have already opened some images in a previous version of Capture One, for example Capture One 11, you need to upgrade file engine. Just go to Base Characteristics tool and click Upgrade. Upgrade engine, and yeah, right now this is the thing. Right now we're working with the most with the latest Capture One engine. Okay, let's see. Maybe we have some questions on on the interface. Let's see. Okay, I see. Okay, I see some questions, but they are not about the interface, and I will answer them a little bit later. Okay, now let's head to some really hot features, and okay, let's start with the radial gradient, because radial gradient is a thing which, well, I think everybody was waiting for. Just everybody. You know, some photographers who just migrated from Lightroom to Capture One, they are all of them were asking like, oh, you have such a nice app there, great colors, great features, and I suppose to have a great radial gradient as well. And like, what? You didn't have one? Folks, you just like you're living in the Middle Age or something. What's wrong with you? Yeah, that's really common thing. That's why I suppose the phase 1 decided to finally add radial gradient, because to live without radial gradient in 2018 or almost 2019, that's a sin. Anyway, they added the radial gradient, and what we can do with the new gradient. Like, first of all, you can choose it right there, right near the classical linear gradient, and just click it. I suggested to use shortcuts like T for radial gradient. Let's see how it works. First of all, when you are drawing the gradient, you, like, by default you don't see the mask. Just like you have to like turn on the mask. I use M shortcut for this, like always display mask or never display mask. I think it's the most like convenient way to switch between mask modes. And let's turn it on just to see how it works. Yeah, I think it looks maybe like this. What I need to know about the radial gradient, except like pretty obvious things, like first of all, you can easily use Shift key to make the gradient much smoother. Like for example, like this. Here we have well, pretty strong borders of the gradient, and like pretty strong transitions of the gradient, and we can create something like this, or we can even invert the gradient just by holding the Shift key and moving the mouse. This is also pretty nice. Okay, let's create such a layer. First of all, I will add some editing to the background, just a bit, like this. And now to the layer, I will add a bit of clarity, maybe additional contrast, and a brightness. And don't forget that gradients, as all the other layers in Capture One, they have the same features. For example, you can create the new layer, copy a mask from the layer 1, and invert it. And now you will get such a radial gradient. And that's really nice, because I wish to make the face a bit brighter. Maybe I will add a little bit of saturation, yeah, like this. Yeah, this is it. Only a few clicks, and you're getting a much more interesting image. By the way, as you can see, I have added clarity only to the background. I'm talking about like a background to everything except the kid's face. The point is that I highly recommend you not to apply clarity to children's faces, because, well, somehow that just ruins their, like, they're not cute anymore. For example, like this, you will see. It's just like, it's a like 30 years old man, like me. I say, oh, no, that's cute. No, that's cute again. That's why, yeah. Radial gradient is really important feature, and for example, I really love it when I need to edit some landscape, for example, and you see I have a really important visual part here with this house, and I wish to add an additional like visual accent to this part. That's why I will create a radial gradient, but I will no, in this case, I don't need to draw inside. Actually, you can draw a mask inside just by right-clicking on the layer. Okay, let's create the mask like this. Also, by holding the Command key, you can move the drawn gradient. By holding the Alt key, you can like reshape it. You see, like one of the the one anchor point stays still, and all the other points, anchor points, are moving. And this way, you can just reshape the gradient. Yeah, I think I will create something like that. Maybe, yeah, like this. Now, what I will do, I will brighten the shadows a bit, fix levels. I will add a bit of contrast and clarity, and maybe, yeah, I will increase the saturation a little bit. Yeah, something like this. You see, you can easily apply adjustments to the whole area, except a single zone which you wish to stay what's wrong with me? Okay, which you wish to stay to live without editing. Yeah, that's why radial gradient, I really love it. Let's see some other examples. Yeah, like this. And the most fantastic thing is that, let's draw the gradient inside. The most fantastic thing is that since radial gradient is a standard layer, you can easily apply all the other features, not only copying the layer, but apply all the other features. For example, let's create such a layer. What we will do there? Well, first of all, I will refine it, and here's the thing. In Caption 12, you can refine gradients. There is no problem at all. But to do this, first of all, you need to rasterize the mask. This is the feature, because the regular gradients are now like they have this vector style control lines, and if you will rasterize them, you will lose this ability to control the mask by just moving the lines, but you will gain an access to all the other features. In my case, I will rasterize the mask. You see, now we have no control lines here, but I will refine the mask like this, yeah. And now it's much more accurate than it was before. And now I will apply some of our new portrait styles. Let's see what would fit there. Really nice. Something, yeah, maybe blowing in the wind. Apply to selected layer, and let's change opacity a bit. Yeah, like this. You see, you can easily add some skin tone correction. By the way, if you have ever heard about the new portrait styles, I will show you the really nice link right now. Wait a second. Just go to onestyle.pro, portrait styles. Let me show you this. Yeah. Here you will find the full description of the new set. This is a set of 50 color styles which are designed to work with portraits. And well, you can see that they work really nice. You see like really accurate, and well, they're delivering fantastic performance. You can use the styles in layers, which is also quite awesome. Plus, the most fantastic thing, you can download 5 styles for free. Just click download for free, you can immediately download the styles, and that's pretty cool. Okay, let's see, do we have questions? Philip is asking, is there a solo mode in the interface like Lightroom? What do you mean by solo mode? There are lots of things you can do in Capture One. For example, you can turn off the tools, turn off the browser, right? Like you can do everything you want. You can go to, for example, view, enter full screen, like anything you want. You can do actually anything, and you can go to full screen and turn on the tools like this. Like it's really convenient. That's why, yeah, you can fully customize the interface the way you want it. There is no problems with that. Okay, let's go further. What we have next? Apart from the new radial gradients, Phase 1 also updated the classical linear gradient. Well, I can say that the previous version of linear gradient was somehow broken in Capture One or something, but they just made it better, just better. Let's see. Now the linear gradient looks like this, and like most of users who are switching from Lightroom, they are now just like, oh, it's so nice to see the new linear gradient. Great work, great work. Well, yeah, they really look quite similar to Lightroom gradients, and I don't think that this is somehow bad. The good thing about the new linear gradients is that it gives you much better control over your gradient. For example, right now I have just drawn the gradient, and first of all, I can easily change it. Plus, if I will hold the Shift key, I will change the gradient smoothness. Or if I will hold Alt key, I will move only a single line of the gradient, which would give me the better control over the specific smoothness of the gradient in the upper or in the bottom part. Okay, let's set something like that. Yeah, I will make the sky a bit of darker. Plus, I will copy the gradient again, and I will invert it, yeah, like this. You know, I really love these features of Capture One, when you can easily copy, invert, fill, and all that stuff. That's really useful. And here I will move the gradient a bit, yeah, like see. Let's do it this way. The bottom part, yeah, like this. And now I will increase exposure. I will add contrast, maybe clarity, shadows. Yeah, like this. Again, just a few clicks, and we're getting much more interesting image here. When you're drawing the gradients, there are like few additional features which might be useful for you. First of all, when you're rotating the gradient, you can hold the Shift key, and you will rotate the gradient by 45-degree angle, like this. That's really convenient. Plus, if you wish to move the gradient, just hold the Command key or Control key on in Windows and just move the gradient, yeah, like this. Yeah, that's really nice new gradient. Let's see how it works. Let's see how you can apply the new gradients to your images. For example, I really love this image. I think that there is a fantastic connection between the kid and the donkey. You know, like that. There is something really nice in this. But what I wish to do there, I wish to add additional visual accent on the donkey. That's why I will draw this linear gradient, like here. I will add clarity, contrast, maybe even saturation, a bit more of saturation, yeah, like this. You see, and now we're getting like an additional visual accent here. Plus, I will also create the radial gradient on the face of the kids, like this. And I will brighten it a bit, like this. Yep. I think, yeah, right now it's much interesting, much more interesting. Okay, let's see what I have in questions here. Radial, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. It's a great pity that Caption 12 is still missing any stitching or stacking options. Well, the thing is that in Caption 12, developers presented the new plugin system, which allows third-party developers to create plugins for Capture One. And for example, Helicon Focus is already available as plugin in Capture One, which is really nice, because if you, for example, if you wish to stitch and stack a group of images with different focus into a single image, well, Helicon Focus is one of the best choices on the market, and you can use it as a plugin in Capture One. And I'm pretty sure that in the near future we will see more and more such a great new plugins here. Okay, let's go further. What else we have with the gradients? Oh yeah, you know, here's another feature which I really enjoy. Is that when you're working with gradients, you don't have to actually correct the whole image. You can just, for example, draw such a gradient. And now you can open color editor, advanced color editor, and select some of the warm colors like this. Okay, now we can increase the saturation a bit and lightness. And you see, such an editing, it creates quite an interesting effect that you see, like a sunshine light is falling on this part of the hill, and the second part in the shadow, and that just like adds some additional like depth into your editing. Maybe we can also add a bit of clarity and highlights like this. Let's see. Yeah, let's go further. Yeah, once again, I think it worth to mention rasterizing feature once again, because it's really important to understand like how it works. Like, for example, you have such a nice image of this kitty. What you can do there? First of all, let's. Oh yeah, by the way, you see by default in Capture 12 the rotation like grid is in green color now, and well, if that's not really like convenient for you, you can always change it in the Capture One settings. But I found it pretty nice because in some cases the gray lines they were mixing with the general image, and sometimes it was not really convenient to understand like is it enough of rotating or you need to add some additional rotation. That's why they are green now, and I think it's good. Okay, let's draw a linear gradient here like this. Why you need to rasterize the mask? For example, I wish to darken this part of the image like this, but you see I have an issue with the ear of this kitty, and that's why I can just rasterize the mask, and now I can easily erase part which I don't really like this. Oh, yep. And now you can easily rasterize, or sorry, not rasterize, refine this part of the mask. Refine is one of my favorite features of Capture One ever, because you see, like, it's just fantastic result. Yeah, and now the ear looks much better. By the way, I highly recommend you to set all these features to shortcuts. Just go to you see I was looking for this option here, but phase one. Okay, edit keyboard shortcut, and go to layer section, and here you can set shortcuts for all the most important features of layers in Capture One, like refine mask, Luma range, rasterize mask, fill mask, invert mask, clear mask. Well, almost every action. Add new empty layer, add new filled layer, add new heal layer, clone layer, almost anything. Let's see some other examples of gradient mask, like there. I wish to work with sky, but I don't really like that. For example, radial gradient also applies to the left part of the image and to buildings as well. That's why I will just rasterize this mask, and we'll take the eraser, yeah, like this. And actually, you can you cannot really worry about the accuracy of what you are doing, because refining works just perfectly. Yeah, you see, just take a look here. Yeah, fantastic. Now let's work with curves as well. Yeah, like this, and maybe, yeah, I will change the black point for this as well, and also I will erase part of the mask because I see too strong corrections here. Yeah, like this. Now, yeah, we just edited the sky pretty nicely. Yeah, I think there is no questions with the rasterizing feature and with the radial gradient and updated linear gradient. Let's move to some part to another advertisement part. Once again, it will be really short, don't worry. Once again, I just wish to tell you about our new styles for Capture One. That's 50 styles which were tested and approved on hundreds of different portraits. Seriously, it was developed by a team of photographers. I am like a part of this team. And we tested these styles with lots of different portraits. Unfortunately, I can't show you all of the portraits which were used for tests, because, well, there is a issue with model contracts with models and all that stuff. I just can't use all the portraits with which I'm shooting to promote some commercial stuff like these styles, but you can see that it works really nice. It works really accurate, like here or there. Like this style's just delivering 50 interesting looks which could seriously, significantly improve your portrait editing workflow. Like this. And all of them are working in layers, and also, most of them works with non-portrait images as well. For example, like this. You see? Pretty nice. If I will add some additional editing, yeah, you will see that it looks really good now. Like this. And the great thing about the new portrait styles is that they use only 3 tools. Curves, advanced color editor, and color balance. This is it. Like you are free to use any other tools in Capture One. Exposure correction, contrast, high dynamic range, levels, clarity, everything. And you can accompany the style effect with all the other tools. Okay. Thank you for listening to the advertisement. Now let's talk about the Luma range curve. Luma range masking. Sorry, we were talking about the curves. Luma range masking. This is another feature which lots of Capture One users were waiting for years. The thing is that when I have seen all of these questions about luminosity masks during this year, lots of users were asking like, "Oh, Alex, what do you think when the new luminosity masks will be implemented in Capture One?" And I was not aware of that feature. Honestly, I was sure that developers, like Capture One developers, they would decided to add some different features. And as you can see now, it was my mistake to think so. But anyway, when I saw all these all of these questions, I just thought, why do you need it? Why you might need that luminosity mask? Yeah, there are some options, there are some particular images where the luminosity mask might look pretty nice or be pretty useful, but that's a pretty rare thing until I realized that luminosity mask, Luma range mask, it's like official name for luminosity mask in Capture One. Luma range masking is a fantastic feature when you can use all the tools on layers, because in most of other raw converters, the set of tools which you can use in layers, it's quite restricted. You know, you can't use like all of the tools or usually it's restricted to exposure, clarity, white balance, like this is it. And in Capture One, you can actually use almost all of the available tools in Capture One. Like, yeah, you can't use like black and white, you can't use cropping in layer, how it would be possible, I don't know. But anyway, you can't use only a few tools. All the other tools, including levels and high dynamic range and curves, everything is available for layers, and that's the feature. Because, for example, like there, let's create Luma range mask here, and let's see how it works. Like, first of all, to create a Luma range mask, mask from luminosity, you need to create a new field layer. You can draw any other mask, but the thing is that you need to have a mask. That's the most important part. You need to have a mask. It can be just any drawn mask. It can be a gradient mask. It can be like just the field layer, anything. But you have to have a mask. And that's a really important thing. Because Luma range masking, this tool doesn't create a new mask. It just transforms a mask which you already have in your image. Let's click Luma range and let's see what we have here. Well, we have sliders which determines which areas will be included in the luminosity mask. Actually, it's pretty intuitive. I mean, you can just, for example, like here, I have selected only highlighted areas, and there, I have selected only dark shadows, like really dark shadows. Plus, you have bottom sliders, which is called fall off. With this slider, you can just choose the accuracy of the transition of the mask opacity. I mean, for example, like in this case, well, the mask is like strictly restricted to this particular brightness value, like 85. This is it. And actually, that's not really good for lots of editings. That's why I recommend you to set the fall off to make the mask transitions looks more accurately. Plus, if you will hold the Shift key, you can move the both fall off sliders simultaneously. Okay, let's select only dark areas, but not the really dark, like darks, but like shadows and maybe some of the midtones, like this. I think that would be nice. Okay, apply. Now we have this mask, and now I can apply some editing. Or no, I think let's do something better. Let's choose some Yeah, something like that. I just wish to work with the woods, with the grass, and all this part. And I don't want to include in the mask really dark areas. You will see why pretty soon. Yeah, like this. I will apply this mask. You can change the softness of the edges of the mask by moving sensitivity slider. You see, like this. Okay, let's zoom so you will see this difference pretty visually. Yeah, you see, like the radius, it actually just softened the mask, and sensitivity also have a really serious effect on the mask edges. In general, like the best practice is to set sensitivity first and then change the radius, because actually radius basically affects the basically regulates the impact which delivers the sensitivity slider, like this. Like for this image, I will choose something like that, I suppose. Yeah. What I will do now, like first of all, I will brighten this area. I will add contrast, and also I will move the black point of levels here, like this. I will also add a bit of clarity and maybe a bit of saturation. Plus, I will change the white balance a bit here. Yeah, like this. Let's see. Yeah, you see, like we have really interesting mask there. You can accompany the regular Luma range mask with standard correction, like this. You can just erase part of the mask, like this. If you don't want to include like some specific parts of the image into the mask. For example, here I don't want to include this house, like this. And also you can refine it just to give you the more accurate result. Yeah, like this. And what I will do now, I will create the new layer, and I will just draw a mask on the house, just to add some additional correction here. Yeah, like this. And I will refine the mask. Yeah, like this. And yeah, a bit of correction to the house itself. Yeah, take a look. Just we add lots of life to this image now. The editing could be much more accurate than I have done with this image, but like I just wish to show you the idea. Or for example, like here, okay, we have this image, and what we can do there. Let's see. First of all, I will create the new field layer, and I wish to work with the like dark areas here, because like the sky in general is pretty nice. Maybe we will correct it as well, but well, let's start with the dark areas. I will select this part here. Yeah, like this. Yeah, maybe with these settings. Okay, let's Let's add some exposure, a bit of contrast, maybe a bit of HDR. Yeah, like this. Now let's create the new field layer. And here I wish to select only specific areas. Yeah, I wish to select specific areas on the sky. No, okay. Let's skip here. Yeah, I just remember that I can there is a pretty interesting feature with the Luma range masking. The point is that, as I told you, you can create new field layer, but also you can draw a mask, just any mask. Like for example, let's draw a mask on this particular part of the image, like this. And with Luma range, I will just make the selection much more accurate than it was before, like this. You see, you don't have to work with the whole image or something like that. If you, for example, wish to just select this particular parts of the image, I'm talking about these fields, then you can just easily do this. Yeah, like no, like this. And what I will do now, I will add some additional levels correction here. Plus, I think I will change white balance a bit for this field. A bit of saturation. Yeah, like this. Yeah, and that's why it's so convenient, you know. You can easily, for example, you wish to work only with the trees, you know, like just select them not really accurately, just pretty bold masking. Then go to Luma range, like this, and select only, include only this brightness ranges into the mask, like this. Yeah, this is it. Now you can easily work with your image. Plus, let's create the additional layer. I will draw the linear gradient there to add a bit of dramatic atmosphere to the sky. Yeah, you see, and it works pretty interesting there. And if you have seen my video review, the short video review of Caption 12, you have seen this image when where I was showing how you can easily mix the Luma range masking with levels. And just let me show you this again. Maybe let's see. Maybe we have some other image for this, but this image just looks really good for this example. Okay, just keep in mind that, for example, if you were making any levels corrections, you see, and if you will cut off some of the information from the histogram with levels, you can actually lose information. You see, like it's just the totally black color, and well, that looks not really good, and also it might cause some problems with printing. That's why what you can easily do there, you can just like create new field layer and apply levels on this layer. Now go to Luma range and just just restrict the levels tool on this layer to affect deep shadows, like this. You see, and also let's set some specific values. Yeah, for example, like this, maybe, yeah. You see, you can easily make a levels correction without hurting the deep shadows, and that's a really fantastic thing. Okay, let's see what I have with questions. Hugo is writing, hey, from Portugal, and IR, sorry for mispronouncing, is writing, thank you from Vancouver. Oh, that's great. Hugo is asking, hey Alex, good show, thanks. I didn't have Photo profile on Capture One. Why? Where I can download it? Thanks. What do you mean by Photo? Yeah, you mean like Photo profile. Here's the thing. The point is that Capture One as an application, it doesn't contain some specific custom unique profile for processing. Yeah, it has some specific profiles for rendering your raw files, but for processing, Capture One just use the standard system profiles. That's why, first of all, you shall check. Like, if you have only 2 profiles here, that's not an issue. You just need to click like show all, and this is it. You will see the whole list of different profiles. But if you have expanded the list and you still don't see the photo profile here, it should be there, then it's not a Capture One issue. It's your system issue. That means that in your system folder there is no photo profile. Just edit it to a system folder where all the profiles are stored, and you will immediately see this profile in Capture One. But well, maybe you just need to expand this list, like show recommended or show all, and that would expand the list. Amit is asking, what edit with plugin are you able to work with? Great question, and that like leads us to the next topic of Capture One 12, the new plugins system. The point is that in Capture One 12, lots of the not lots like the sorry in Capture One 12 developers just implemented the new plugin platform, and edit with plugin. Edit with a feature is now works as a plugin. That actually not made lots of changes, but that allows you to work with any application you have. Just go to Other and go to Application folder, and actually you can choose like any application, because like previously there were some restrictions, and your availability, your ability of using like different software on your machine was restricted, and only some of the apps were available for this tool. But now you can use any tool according to developers. You know, I haven't tested it with all the tools, all the apps I have, but most of the tools should be available. Emmett is asking, I was not able to use Nick collection, NIK collection. That's weird, because actually in previous versions of Capture One it was possible to use Nick collection software with Capture One. You can ask Phase 1 tech support. I'm pretty sure that it's possible. Maybe you have some specific bug or something, but it should be possible. Yeah, and talking about the other plugins, now when you right click on the image, just go to get plugins, and it will lead you to the page where all the available plugins for Capture One are located. Yeah, at the moment there are only 3 plugins, but actually, as I know, there are some other plugins available as well, but they are not yet represented on this page at phase1.com. But I have seen some additional plugins. What you can do with these plugins, like Format, format.com is a great platform for running your online portfolio. It's really convenient. It's really different from all the competitors, there are lots of similar websites, web services on the market, but format.com is just fantastic. I really enjoy it, and I'm actually planning to move my portfolio to this service. Helicon Focus is a really popular software for focus stacking. And JPEG Mini, that's a pretty new service to me. I'm planning to test it, but it has a restriction that only pro users can test the JPEG Mini plugin. That's why, well, if you're a JPEG Mini developer and you are watching my show, I'm ready to test it. Just send me the pro license, please, and I will test it. Seriously, like thousands of Capture One users will be aware about your plugin. That's a nice deal. How it works? Just for example, just go to format.com. Unfortunately, Format plugin is available for Mac OS only. Let's download the plugin. Yeah, this is it. It's just like this is how the plugin file looks like. Now we need to move this file to Capture One. I will show you. Wait a second. Yeah, here is the plugin file. Let's open the Capture One preferences, and yeah, plugin section. Oh yeah, by the way, here you can choose which application you can use with open with. I suppose that edit with has the same access to apps, but actually I have I'm working on a pretty new machine, and that's why the list of applications is so short. It's not because like most of the apps are not allowed to work with this feature, but well, I just don't have much of apps right now, and actually this is all of the apps I have installed on my machine at the moment, because that's a pretty new laptop. Okay, now you need to just drag and drop the plugin there and like log in with your account. Let me try to log in right now. Oh, yeah, that's a secret stuff, folks. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I will just like copy paste my my login and password. Wait a second. For some reason I don't have it on my laptop here. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, it seems that this info that I forgot to synchronize this info. Wait a second, let's try. If you have some questions, just let me know. I will just look for my for my password to format.com. You know that such a thing just happens on the live streams. You know, it just happens. That's fine. Let's see. I was sure that I had my password here. Oh, okay, maybe this way. Yeah, okay. I see my password, but I don't have an access to it. Wait a second. Maybe now. Maybe this way. No. Okay, sorry, folks. You know, I don't want to spend your time with this thing, but anyway, in one of the next issues, in the next issue of my Alex and Raw newsletter, you will see my my guide to this plugin, because I was really impressed with the format.com service, and that's just a pity that I just don't have my account details right here. But just subscribe to my newsletter. Just go to alexandra.com, alexandra.com/newsletter, and this Thursday you will get an email with my experience of using format.com service. I was really impressed with it. Okay, and also Amit. Okay, Serge is asking, edit with versus open with. Well, there is a big difference. The point is that, like, when you're clicking like edit with, you're processing image into JPEG, TIFF, PSD, or any other final format, and you're editing the converted image in the selected software. But when you're opening with, you're opening the file, raw file, or maybe TIFF or any other file from Capture One in any other software. That's why if you wish to, for example, to edit your raw file and then to proceed to some like skin retouching, or something like that in Photoshop, you need to use edit with. Open with, well, it's used pretty rarely. You know, it's just like it's. For example, if you have a JPEG file and you don't need to reprocess it like twice, that's why, and you wish to open it in Photoshop, then you can use open with. But just keep in mind that open with doesn't convert your raw file to some final format. You will just open the plain raw file in other software, because Capture One settings would not be saved in this file. Emmett is asking, do you have a style for orange teal look, or you just eyeball it? Well, we have a style called teal. That's not really what you're looking for, but you can add some custom adjustments to it and it would look like pretty nice. Lee is asking, $150 is too expensive for an upgrade, even with 10% discount applied. I paid 107 last year with discount. Wish I had waited last year for 1 year to upgrade. Yep. Caption is pretty expensive. I have nothing to add here. Sorry, this is just how it works. I don't think that that's a right thing to increase the price of the upgrade. I'm totally with you here, because I think it will be much better if the prices for Capture One will be a bit lower, and I mean like better for everybody, including Phase 1. But I'm not a Phase 1 employee, and I don't have, you know, like an ability to somehow change their mind. Okay, actually, folks, we're out of time a bit. There are only like few other additional features which I wish to show you today. Like, first of all, Fujifilm film simulations. That's a really interesting thing. Now you can apply Fujifilm film simulations right in Capture One. Just go to Base Characteristics tool, and here you can choose any Fujifilm film simulations. The point is that they're applied as a base curve. That's really important to understand that that's not like a regular adjustment. That's something completely different. Base curve is a specific, like it's not like an adjustment like contrast or exposure or curves. Base curve is the way how your file will be rendered. I mean, it's a very basic, very essential thing in the way how the raw file is processed in Capture One before you will be able to edit it. And this is pretty cool, because, for example, if you have applied some Fujifilm film simulation, like let's add, for example, Velvia, and you can actually add any other editing, because, well, as I told you, base characteristic is not like a style or preset. It doesn't like contain like a list of adjustments which were corrected with the setting. No, it's just completely different thing, and you are free to use any other tools. But there is a thing that, unfortunately, it's impossible to use base characteristics tool in layers. And also, another significant restriction is that base characteristics, not basically, Fujifilm film simulation is available only for Fuji RAW files and only for some specific RAW files. I'm talking about a list of about like 7 or 10 cameras. I hope that this list will be expanded in the future, but anyway, right now it's available only for some cameras, and there is no way to use Fujifilm film simulation with any other cameras. No way, just no way. You even if you will set the ICC profile from any other camera, you know, like just from if you have, for example, Sony RAW or a Nikon RAW or like any RAW file except Fujifilm, and you will go to Fuji and you will set like Fujifilm profile, you will not get an access to Fujifilm film simulation, and well, that's pretty understandable. Plus, there are a few interesting things. First of all, that's the new copy apply composition feature. I really like it, because now in Capture One you can in adjustments clipboard, you can go to settings, auto select, and you can turn off auto copying of composition settings. Like, let me show you. Like previously, it worked this way. You know, like if you have like changed the composition and you have copied the settings, it will be automatically applied to the image, and that's actually not really good for batch editing. That's why you can just, like, let's make some changes, and you can go to the settings, auto select, auto adjusted accept composition. And now when you're, I will just like remove all the things. Now where you're clicking copy, tada, composition is out of the copying applying list, and that's really convenient. Just go to auto select, adjusted accept composition. Plus, developers updated the keyboard shortcut manager, and now you can easily search for any tool. For example, you need to select some option. You see lots of things select, or color text, everything else, like rating, everything, like really convenient. Plus, in Capture 12, you will also find a support for some new cameras, like Nikon Z7, Nikon Z6, and the new medium format Fujifilm 50R, right, camera, G50R, if I'm not mistaken, as well as the new mirrorless Canon cameras. And yeah, I think that's like almost all the features which I wish to share with you today. If you have some final questions, please write them. And I just wish to remind you once again that if you plan to upgrade your license, or if you plan to purchase a new license or Capture styles or anything from the Capture store, just go to Buy Now section. Wait when it will load. What is happening here? Anyway, okay, forget it about this. Use this code AMBC1block and you will immediately gain a 10% discount. Now I will take a look at the questions. Okay, Search is asking, round trip to Photoshop, is it best to use TIFF or 16 bits or PSD? Well, actually there is no big difference. The difference is that if you wish to include some additional information like annotations for retoucher or watermarking, or to save your cropping as a path in PSD file, then, well, you need to use PSD. But if you wish just to open the plain image in Photoshop, then like TIFF will be fine. There is no difference in quality. Emmett is asking base curve. This is LUT plus curve plus style. Not exactly. Not exactly. Like base curve is a bit more complicated thing. Emmett is asking, do you use ICC profiles LUTs? Any free source for ICC LUT? Well, there are lots of LUT available on the market in general, because like LUT is pretty pretty popular format. I use the app called 3D LUT Creator. That's a really interesting app, and I'm planning to record some like specific like lessons and articles on this app. And talking about ICC, I'm working on a huge new project to deliver to you lots of custom and fantastic ICC profiles. I can't share any other information, but just stay tuned. You will see lots of interesting things coming on my blog alexandra.com. Okay, let me see questions on Facebook. Jeremy is asking, when I want to edit picture in Photoshop, I usually right-click and then choose Edit with Photoshop. It creates a file for each select picture, but sometimes when I stack images in Photoshop or use different parts from different images on the same PSD file, is that a way to open directly different images as layers on the same PSD? No, there is no way for this. Unfortunately, right now there is no way for this. Can you, Alex is asking, can you paint in or paint out the mask gradient with a linear or radial gradient? No. You can have only a single gradient before rasterizing on a layer. Like for example, like here, you see, like if I will create the new gradient, and now if I will like draw a new one, it will redraw the previous one. And the same if I will, for example, draw a mask, and you see like it's just like each gradient just redrawing the previous mask. That's why no, unfortunately that's impossible, but you can just rasterize the mask and then like change it the way you want it. Alex is asking, can you please explain applying a style on the layers? Well, that's really easy. You just like, there are 3 options. You can just select any style you want. Oh, wait a second, I will just turn off my discount code, not to bother you. That's pretty easy. You can just select any style like this, and you have 3 options, like apply to a new layer will create the new layer with the new filled layer with this style, and that's really convenient to change the opacity of the style. Also, you can apply to selected layer. This way it works. For example, if you have drawn some mask and you wish to apply some style to this part of the image, like let's see. Yeah. Okay, this one is interesting here. Yeah, like this, and you will see it's applied only to this particular part of the image. Plus, there is a third option, apply to background. That would be like the regular applying. And you can always change the opacity of the layer. Alex is asking, any idea if they improve the noise reduction algorithm? Blah blah. Then there is some secret information in the question. Sorry, I can just read that information because it's NDA restricted information. That's why I can't comment on this. I hope that we will see the improvements to noise reduction in the next build, next releases of Caption 12, like Caption 12.1 or maybe 0.2. Because obviously developers are aware of this, and they're working on this. Clive is asking, when using keyboard shortcuts, is it possible to adjust the how much the slider move per key press? No, unfortunately, no. You have only some predetermined conditions, like for example, for exposure, you have plus 0.1 and or minus 0.1, and like this is it. Okay, and the last questions from the YouTube. Let's see. Hugo is asking photo profile. Well, Hugo, I already gave you an answer. The answer that you need to look for this. Like, first of all, like, click show all. If you don't see this profile in this list, then you need to add this profile to a system folder with profiles. This is it. Like, Caption doesn't have a specific custom folder for processing profiles. That's why like Caption just uses the system folder, and you just need to add it to a system folder. Okay, folks, I think I must go right now. That was totally awesome to be with you again, and well, like, it was like hour and a half, and just the time just ran really fast. This was really great. I really wish to run my live shows more often, and I hope you can help me with by supporting my live show with some sharing and maybe retweeting and any other thing, or maybe some nice comment would also help here. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and see you. I hope maybe not the next week, but maybe in 2 weeks we'll run the new live show. Thank you and goodbye. Bye.